So there you have it, this year's semi-final line-up. 3 Irish sides in the last 4. Look at that. Connacht packed their bags for South Africa and the chance to take down the Stormers. What a game to savour next Saturday, though, at the Aviva. Leinster and Munster go head-to-head once again. Yeah, we've been at a few of those as spectators and various things down the years, so we're just... Look, I better start with the injuries, because in fairness, this isn't like red jersey stuff, but look at what Munster have to do. It's going to need a miracle match, really, isn't it? Look at that injury update. HIAs for Fekitoa, Murray, Nash and Sneeman unavailable this weekend. We were told this afternoon by the Munster press office. Thanks for that update. So Peter O'Mahony still in the balance. I mean, is that the story really, or is that's what's going to attract the attention? That like a fully locked and loaded Munster, there'd be a bit more hype and a bit more maybe catch Leinster on an off day. But like going up with players like that missing.
Yeah, and outside of Leinster, for all the 3 provinces, they don't have the depth. I think it's pretty obvious. I think part of the reason actually Munster did struggle for earlier in the year is they're missing so many players. They don't have player after player. And if you take guys like Conor Murray, RJ Snyman, to name just a couple of that list, like absolute world-class players.
And Fekitoa, who seems to be finishing his stint very strongly.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he has gone from this player who you're going, oh, will he leave early? It's just not working. And his combination with Frisch, I think in particular, we saw it with them, the scores, they just seem to have really gelled together. They complement each other really well. And listen, if Munster were going to go to Dublin and upset Leinster, it'd be a hell of a lot easier if that contingent were available, that's for sure.
You know what, we have to enjoy it, like for the week and the fun and the mickey taking and everyone shouting and roaring about whether you're this or that or the other. It will be a bit of crack, but at the end of the day, it's one of the few fixtures in Irish sport that there's very few neutrals. And it's going to be fun.
You're on one camp or the other on this one. But I do think that it's a pity, you know, that there are these injuries, but what can you do? But it was a very bad day out in terms of the injury profile for Munster. You know, they really got themselves in a terrible pickle. Not to their own fault. It's hard to see them recover from this, particularly the midfield axis in particular. Frisch and Fekitoa were really lighting it up, and they really fit into Mike Prendergast's attacking game plan. That's get dissembled a bit now, so it's hard to see them pull off Anton, and again, you know, you need Leinster to underperform on the day, and there's no sense that Leinster are going to underperform in any way, shape or form.
Maybe you can explain this to me. Like, if Leinster picked their game, their teams in kind of blocks for 3 or 4 game blocks, Leo Cullen probably has had a team in mind for the semi-final. Will it change now because Munster are ravaged?
Well, it may have changed. I think firstly he would have kept his powder dry to see who it was, and then if this was Munster coming full metal jacket, I think that would colour his selection. But I think he'd have more latitude now with that injury list. Like it's not a full-bore Munster team. So like again, he'll do his calculations, but it'll be interesting if he does go in a bit light. That'll be the team talk for Munster on the change room doors, that Leinster don't respect us coming in light, you know. Yeah. But still in all, I think Munster will bring it, but it's hard to see them bringing it enough to upset Leinster, given what Leinster have on their side of the table. Yeah,
it's an opportunity to grab the kids again and go down to the Aviva, though, and get some tickets for a reasonable amount of money and have a proper day out.
Yeah, it is, and it's hard not to agree with Eddie. You can imagine, like Munster, talk about chip on the shoulder. You know, look at the team they've picked. Nobody thinks we're going to do it, and you know both those facts are probably correct. But if anyone can go up to Dublin and with motivated to upset the apple cart, it's them.
Motivation may not be enough.
Yeah, I just don't think. Listen, every team when they're playing Leinster, you're relying on Leinster not playing well. Like everyone's in the same boat. Is there an opportunity that Leinster get it wrong and Munster cause them big problems? There is. Munster have just got to cross their fingers that Leinster don't get it right. OK, well, it's going to be a great game, and we're going to be watching it on Saturday on RTE, which is fantastic. That's it from us for this evening, though. Thanks to Darren and Eddie for their time this Monday. Next live rugby will be Leinster-Munster from the Aviva. And hopefully that game will live up to the promise. Once again, red and blue anyway. It'll be a super occasion on Saturday.